testing would, in theory, show that. And it wouldn't matter how these skulls were obtained if DNA showed that they were not humans.
I don't even understand why this place is not teeming with scientists right now.
I mean, that just right there would just say,
well, it would change the history of mankind.
The collection of artifacts in the Paracas History Museum is absolutely astounding.
And seeing these skulls has turned my investigation upside down. But what does it all mean?
Could there really be a connection between the Nazca lines, the band of holes, and these incredible elongated skulls? One of the biggest mysteries of Nazca is what might have attracted an extraterrestrial species to this barren desert in the first place. Perhaps a clue can be found by taking a closer look at the nearby mountains in P.O.L.O, which look as if the tops of the natural peaks have been sliced off.
So if this is the result of some ancient excavations, then I would like to find out how ancient people allegedly armed with only primitive
Sitting solo first class on a straight flight. I remember waiting on my daylight. Every day I'm on this paper chase light. I would stand between these buildings till the daylight.
Never forgot all my struggles in the past, and I could never forget how to hustle for my cash, and I will never forget my homies dying for they scratch, forever pouring out liquor for them. God's in the back, and I'm from the ghetto, where I slung and rapped it every day. Never knew no other way. This ain't gon' never change. Never gon' bite my tongue. Fuck what a nigga say. 100 with myself, I swear to God I stay the same. And when I finally got my paper, I was on my game. I never talk a nigga down. Do your thing, dog. Never hate a dude for trying. That's insane, dog. Get your motherfucking money. That's the thing, dog. I never ran, I never will. I ain't never scared. It's in my bloodline. The realest nigga ever bred. And that's some of the realest shit that I ever said. And I can die, but through my lyrics, I ain't never dead.
Sitting solo first class on a straight flight. I remember waiting on my daylight. Every day I'm on this paper chase light. I would stand between these buildings till the daylight.
Never forgot all my struggles in the past, and I could never forget how to hustle for my cash, and I will never forget my homies dying for they scratch, forever pouring out liquor for them. God's in the back, and I'll
wiggle through the prisons and the grave sites. I remember waiting on my daylight. Sitting solo first class on a straight flight. I would stand between these buildings till the daylight.
Murder is a fact when you out here in the field. Cause jealous niggas dealing with emotions only bitches feel. Tell them to they face all the flaws that I'm noticing. Never fuck with your type and I won't begin. Never kill nothing, you just wait on it to die first. But this gon' be the season that you watch your niggas fly north. I ain't doing features even if they got the cash. Me and Black Sam ballin' out the shop with Sloss and Ab. Look, it's way more profit in these clothes. Why I give away this music and make double back in shows. I 360 myself, then I exercise control. I hustle.com, my digital Louis Stowe. Tell them
sitting solo first class on a straight flight. I remember waiting on my daylight. Every day I'm on this paper chase light. I would stand between these buildings till the daylight.
Never forgot all my struggles in the past, and I could never forget how to hustle for my cash, and I will never forget my homies dying for they scratch, forever pouring out liquor for them. God's in the back, and I'll
wiggle through the prisons and the grave sites. I remember waiting on my daylight. Sitting solo first class on a straight flight. I would stand between these buildings till the daylight.
for the delay. One of our hosts was stuck in traffic, so we'll be starting late. Do apologize about that, so please forgive us. And we'll be starting soon, so we'll be starting soon here. All right.
Telling your daddy you're soldier.
Fuck niggas, they still feelin'.
She need you right now in this moment.
Fat boy gon' stand up, real nigga gon' man up. Broke niggas still talk cheap, little nigga ain't said nothing. 2 bands on my shoes, boy, I don't know how you move, boy. Young nigga still kill free, I fuck made you a dude, boy. Throw it up if you bout yours, money fast, I count slow. Throw it up if you bout yours, 100 bands for the outro. Throw it up if you bout yours, real nigga gon' man up. Throw it up if you bout yours, little nigga ain't said nothing.
Reaching my quota, mixing my soda, feeling connected to God, trying to get closer, stepping on roaches, me and my loasters, just trying to get over, try not to get swallowed by locusts, trying to stay focused, kinda like Moses.
Rolex on Monday, Cartier on Tuesday, Rolls Royce on Wednesday, yo bitch chose to choose me. Money fast, I count slow, 100 bands for the outro. Real nigga don't name drop, throw it up if you bout yours. Fat boy gon' stand up, real nigga gon' man up. Broke nigga still talk cheap, little nigga ain't said nothing. 2 bands on my shoes, boy, I don't know how you move, boy. Young nigga still kill free, I fuck made you a dude, boy. Throw it up if you bout yours, money fast, I count slow. Throw it up if you bout yours, 100 bands for the outro. Throw it up if you bout yours, real nigga gon' man up. Throw it up if you bout yours, little nigga ain't said nothing.
Reaching my quota, mixing my soda, feeling connected to God, trying to get closer, stepping on roaches,
My nigga Nipsey,
me and my loasters, just trying to get over, try not to get swallowed by locusts, trying to stay focused, kinda like Moses, like somebody chose us, this weight on my shoulder, I feel these emotions, still I keep going, I've been to a poet, I've been through the motions, I'm feeling heroic, but life is a dice game, and they dare you to blow it. You might get a strike, man, but that ain't gon' pay for the strollers. It's never enough to console her. Tell her your daddy you're soldier. She needs you right now in this moment. Not dead on your back, push your roses. Still I keep
throw
going.
it up if you bout yours, money fast, I count slow.
Been through the
Throw
motions.
it up if you bout yours, 100 bands for the outro.
Still I keep
Throw
going.
it up if you bout yours, real nigga gon' man
Still I
up.
keep
Throw
going.
it up if you bout yours, little nigga ain't said nothing.
Reaching my quota, mixing my soda, feeling connected to God, trying to get closer, stepping on roaches, me and my loasters, just trying to get over, try not to get swallowed by locusts, trying to stay focused, kinda like Moses. Telling your daddy you're soldier, she needs you right now in this moment. Telling your daddy you're soldier, she needs you right now in this moment. But still I keep going.
Where we at, Nip?
Man, we in Tulum at the Mayan ruins. Just climbed off the pyramid, got to the top, seen the whole jungle, shooting a victory lap video.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing.
gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga. I'm front line every time it's on, nigga. 100 pro flow, run and shoot pro. 458 drop, playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows, I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go. Downtown Diamond District, jewelers like yo. Hustle, holla at me, I got Cubans on the low. Through the Cancun, smoking Cubans on the boat. Then dock that Tulum just to smoke. Look, listening to music at the Mayan ruins. True devotion on the bluest ocean. Cruising. My cultural influence, even revolution. I'm integrated vertically, y'all niggas blew it. They tell me hustle, dumb it down, you might confuse them. This ain't that weirdo rap you motherfuckers used to. I'm a urban legend, South Central in a certain section. Can't express how I curb detectives. Guesses, evidence of a divine presence. Blessings, held me down at times I seem reckless. Effort, got an L but got an E for effort. Stretched it. Dropped him off in the Mojave Desert, then left him. Ain't no answer to these trick questions. Money making nip, straighten out my jewelry on my bitch dresser. Well known, flick up in jail clothes, snatch a champagne bottle from Rico's till T-shows. Whatever, nigga, playing chess, not checkers. Nigga, 38 special for you clever niggas. See, bro, you ain't living down by the street code. Been through all these motions up and down like a seesaw. I can never view you as my equal. Fuck, I wanna hear your CD fault. I'm finna take it there. This time around, I'ma make it clear. Spoke some things into the universe and they appear. I say it's worth it, I won't say it's fair. Find your purpose or you wasting air. Fuck it though, y'all niggas scared. Eyes open, I can see it clear. They don't make them bar none, they don't make them real. They don't make it where I'm from, they don't take it here. They ain't seeing due time, I be making meals. Bossed up in this game, I've been making deals. Get your lawyer on the phone, we can make it real. I got checks and balance, I flex dramatic. Another 50 on my neck, just my reckless habit. Ain't no pussy on my rap, disrespect the savage. I make one phone call and the rest get handled. It's just another front step with candles. No message from the set, we accept your challenge.
Victory lap.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rap. Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make a $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, then respect, then the power and the
you in the picture? All right. What's going on? This is Mobster LV with Brothers Handling Business. We are with the podcast today. I do have Elaine with me. She has some questions about mental health. This is a big topic for me, as many people know about me. I've been in the field a long time. But there's a lot of questions that need to be answered and kind of understood. So we're going to get started. And like I said, Elaine has some questions. She may come up with some things. Also, please chime in on the stats. I can see your questions on the YouTube page as well, so I want to make sure what's going on with that. So, Elaine, what's going on?
You know, we just have questions. This is what a great time.
It's an awesome time.
I love this. That this is our first time because it's just entertaining already. Mm-hmm. So, I was thinking about questions, and I feel like a lot of people in the patient side and as well as on the professional side have questions or need answers, need guidance. And that's why I love that you've been able to open this up and be able to let people just kind of push questions towards you, because in real time you can get that real help, and you're not having to pay out of pocket to get that real life help at the same time.
Right.
So I did develop some questions just kind of based on mental health, the industry as a whole, and things like that. And so we'll just kind of go in and start digging into some.
Sure.
So one of the questions is, in the mental health industry, on the professional side, what should a patient look for when they are seeking help?
Okay, that's a big one. When it comes to seeking help, people want change in mental health. Mm-hmm. I think one of the major problems we have is people have an expectation that they're going to change tomorrow. Okay? The problem is, and this goes across the board with any doctors, treatment providers, it doesn't matter who you deal with. Case managers are a huge one. And people don't realize case managers do most of the work, believe it or not. Okay? When they go and they say, my problem is this, and this, their expectation is, when I talk to you as a professional, you can change that for me.
Which is unrealistic, because
Absolutely.
Obviously they have to put in the work as well.
Correct. And most of the work comes from the patient.
Yeah.
Okay, so when patients realize, when you walk into a facility and say, hey, I need help, I need assistance, is really what it is, then you come in and you say, hey, I need some help because of my problem. Who do I talk to? When you talk to them, you just say, listen, and that's how I tell my patients, most of the work is on your side. Okay? You have to push yourself. While you're here in my office, I will direct you, assist you, and get you there, hopefully to see the progress in which you seek.
And I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say, well, people watching this, why would they say, well, why am I going to pay? Why am I going to go through my insurance? Why am I going to seek somebody out if you're not going to help fix the problem? And obviously it makes sense that they have to do their work just like we had to do our work in school.
Right.
So okay, that makes sense. And then how much time, when somebody goes into this and they're looking at getting help, what is the amount of time that is appropriate that they should start to see some adjustments if they're doing the work and they're professionals doing the work?
Well, here's the thing. So you got to do the work no matter what. Mm-hmm. Your work could be forever. But I don't want you to become a lifer.
Right.
I don't like lifers at all. Okay, so that's the big thing, okay? My thing is this. I don't want to have a situation where you come in and expect to change completely and never have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it. That's where there's coping skills. You've heard of coping skills before?
Yeah.
That's where this comes in. Right. If you take each coping skill and you work them out to a point where it works for you, then it helps you make more progress as you go throughout your life.
Makes sense.
Okay? A lot of people think that every coping skill works for everybody. It is a complete crock of shit.
Yeah, no, it's almost like training new people. Every training item is different for every person, how they receive the information.
Now, when you have a treatment plan in place, someone should assess you. They should evaluate you, see what you need. This is what I think you should do. Objectives, your treatment plan, what we're going to do to work on each team to make progress in each piece. After 90 days, we then reevaluate everything we've already worked on. Mm-hmm. We got progress here, so we can clear that off the board. Something new can come on board if we need to. Okay? And then we do another treatment plan. We get it approved, if need be. Okay?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of garbage in mental health, especially here in Nevada. So I know what's going on, and it's complete trash.
Oh, good, because I got questions on it, okay? I know that the states and the insurance, they are not taking care of people.
Correct. And here's my thing. So when people say, well, how do I make treatment? How do I feel treatment? Well, you're going to feel treatment. It's going to happen. Because if you take a list, and I tell all my patients, make a list of what you need to work on.
Right.
They said, for what? Because I want it in your pocket. Put it in your wallet. Do whatever you want to do. Because I want you to work on the ones that are easier to work on. When you work on these things, you take the list and you scratch it off. Mm-hmm. As humans, we get more out of seeing the change. When you see the change, you feel the change. When it combines, you go, oh, man, I just did that.
Yeah.
I could do number 2.
Yeah.
And you want to build that confidence in mental health. A lot of people don't work on that, unfortunately.
Makes sense. That makes sense. It's just like doing your goal list, whether you be at home, you be at work, and,
right.
you know, one thing gets checked off the next time.
Correct.
I completely understand that. So, ultimately, what I've noticed is that a lot of people, and I know that we have someone saying hello to you and hello to us.
Hello.
So
thank you for supporting us.
And so one of the things is that people often, and to me, what it looks like is that they're almost paychecks are not patients. And I feel that on a lot of the medical sides, right? So including in myself, when I was going through certain things and getting checked up, I was a paycheck for them. I wasn't a patient. I was pushed along, right? And I feel like this is the same way on the mental health side. So what is a tall tale sign that the patient is a paycheck and not actually being helped as a patient, but rather being strung along for financial benefit of the professional? What's something they can look for?
That is one of the hardest things to look for. It is. Across the medical board completely. It's not just mental health. It's medical, everything completely.
Right.
You come in not as a person. You come in as a billing number. Okay? If they didn't care about billing, they would be like, whoa, what's your insurance? What's this? What's your coverage? How much you got to put down? Listen, I know, and I have colleagues of mine that I've worked with for many years. We saw people and didn't put them on the book. We did that. They needed help now. I don't know if I'm going to send you out the door with no help because I couldn't take your billing. I just need to help you real quick.
Right.
Did you ever tell the owner? No. Never told the owner. The reason why is because when you want to change and you want that help and you want to be seen as a person with a struggle, you have to realize that you have to find that person that fits you the most. A lot of people look for help, and they think that every door they walk into is going to be that help.
Right.
And I can tell you right now, 90% to 95% of the doors you walk into are not there to help you. They're not.
And why do you think that is?
Because you're nothing but a billing number. I have worked in offices, literally, I'm telling you, it's just crazy. I worked in offices where we took their billing information, right? Like, for example, kids. Kids are a humongous issue. They said, write them off and switch their insurance. They'll get a letter in the mail. Yes.
What does that mean, though? What does that mean for the parent? What does that mean for the patient?
Well, what happens is they get a letter in the mail, and you're no longer under the insurance, and we don't take you. So a lot of people, like even my last company did this crap. I'm going to sign this paperwork, switch you to fee for service. I no longer take you for certain things. You don't get all the help you think you're going to get anymore because I don't want to pay for you anymore.
That's crazy.
It's a fact. So if someone hands you $35 million, let's just say, right? And you're like, oh, I love this. This is what I'm looking for, blah, blah, blah. However, because you're the contract owner of this insurance, whatever kid under this age group that goes into care, that care comes out of your pocket. So let's say if a kid goes in and they're in a hospital, it's costing you $2,000 out of your bank account, champ. So your 35 can change very quickly.
That's crazy.
It's a fact in mental health. I've watched it happen. I've had parents come to me and say, hey, what the hell happened? Well, let me check on it for you. In my head, I know what happened.
Right.
Okay? And it's sad. But I'll help them anyway. I'll do anything on the side. I don't really care about selfish owners.
Right.
Okay? So that happens a lot. Adults, same thing. Kick them out. Refer them to this place. And they'll tell you, that place is shit, but I don't want to deal with them anyway. Just refer them to that shit place. And people get kicked all the time.
So how can people know if there's is there a way for people to be able to follow up? And I'm not talking like Google reviews or Yelp reviews on these professionals, especially in the mental health industry. Is there a way for them to be able to follow up and see what their track history has been? Not really. So maybe we need to create that.
It's a Yelp review. It's a Google review. I'm on the internet. This happened to me, and this is what I went through. And nobody's doing the right thing. These agencies get away with a lot of crap.
Which actually leads to the next question. So, in a way, so what is an unreal expectation that the healthcare system places on mental health professionals.
Repeat that question.
What is an unreal expectation that the healthcare system places on the mental health professionals?
So your healthcare system, your insurance, doesn't blame themselves. It does not.
Should they?
Yeah.
Should they, in what sense? In what side of it?
Here's the weird part. You have everything I have in my office, and you have these patients by insurance, and you're directing them, correct? Mm-hmm. While you're directing these people, you have to understand that things have to change. And I think one of the issues is I've worked with case managers from insurance companies. I'm supervising my team. You already have the team I already have. Your team's already supposed to be doing the team that you're expecting my team to do. So are we going to double up on the care? Because here's the kicker. If they're under your insurance, working with your case managers, and they're homeless and everything, addicts and stuff like that, why are you shipping them to me so I can bill for the same job you're already doing?
So it's like double billing. Does the insurance company not find that? Do they not see it?
It makes no sense. I would talk to people who are in charge. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I hate to say this. The more shit I hear, the more brain cells I lose. That's how I feel.
Is there anything that ever blocks you guys, as far as the insurance side, from being able to truly assist people, though? Did they ever put the red tape up?
So there's a housing package that came around to help house for sober living. Mm-hmm. Here's the killer. In the contract, it would state to you that this is what you get per patient to house them for a few months. Sometimes an extension depending on how well they're doing. Okay? Here's the problem. Let's say they give you $1,500. Let's say $1,500, okay? Per patient per month, okay? If the rent's $800, you pay the $800 for rent, right? Mm-hmm. In the contract will tell you, though, the remainder for that patient is to make purchases for that patient to stabilize them. Clothing, food, get them assistance, anything they need, hygiene. Make sure they're stable enough to go, this feels great. I'm not on the street tonight.
Right.
Doesn't happen.
No.
So they take the money. I'll give you an example. The last company I worked for would take the money. They would sit there and they would pay less, a lot less money, and they would set their own rate, okay, which was a lot less than what I just told you. And then the remainder of the money, pockets it.
And no one's catching it.
The insurance informed they knew that the person's a thief. They told me that.
So what's
They gave me names of people. They gave me names of people, which scares me because it feels like if you're friends with a doctor out here, there's absolutely no reason why they're filling your pocket knowing you're a thief and stealing the money unless you're in on the deal getting somewhere kickback.
Which is
usually what happens.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's a scary situation.
That's fair.
So I mean, now I had people on my team. It was wonderful to see these people helping people. I loved it. What happened is I had case managers don't make a lot of money, but depending on where you work, depends on what you're going to make. Mm-hmm. And they were coming in with items for patients that are in housing. So you're digging your own pocket and buying them stuff.
For something that's already equated for.
Which is supposed to be equated for, but they refused to give the money up because they pocketed the money on the patient. It's a thief situation. I had another colleague of mine that would go to the store and buy a bunch of laundry and toilet papers and everything to make sure you have everything you need out of their own pocket.
Like teachers do for the students.
It's horrible, yes. Okay. I have gone to my own closet, and I've had patients go, are you sure? You said you're a size 12, right? Well, yeah. Well, here. I'm handing them Jordans. You know my closet. My closet's pretty hefty.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, so my thing is here. I haven't worn them in months, man. You'll get more out of them. I know I could buy myself another pair of shoes.
Right.
But he was like, I can't believe this is happening. Well, believe it happened. But that little niche of care changes the minds of some of our homeless people.
Yeah, to actually show that someone actually gives a shit, really.
They actually gives a shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, with that being said, and I mean, touching on, the basis of the healthcare side along with the state side, the government side, do you feel like the state and government understands what they're doing to assist mental health, and are they achieving any of their goals? Okay, so you have a mix of patients. Here's where it gets a little tough.
Some patients going for help because they only want one thing.
What's that?
Like a housing for a second. They'll come from the hospital, been using heroin for years, used a little bit of heroin before they even came in after releasing from the hospital, whatever the case may be. Go, yeah, I'm just here for a house. I want one too, champ. I mean,
Same.
someone want to pay for mine? That'd be great.
Same.
And they say, well, you need to do this, this, and this to see if you qualify for the housing program. I should have to qualify. I came out the hospital. They told me I have a house. So just give me the house.
So it's like, well, it's just like the old rule of thumb. Not everybody is looking for help, right? Not every addict is looking for help. Not every person in a bad situation is actually looking for help till they're ready. You know, for example, I mean, I have my history. I wasn't ready till I was ready.
Right.
Didn't matter what anybody said to me. Didn't matter if you could cry and you could weep at my feet. When I was ready, I was ready. And it took that for me to be able to move forward, which is the same for other people.
Right.
So do you feel like in that instance that maybe there's too many promises and too many handouts to allow them to not, and allow certain patients to not want to move forward and be healthier?
Well, why would they have to move forward? Why would they have to be healthier? We created an environment in a community of people who don't want to do shit. Think about that.
I've heard a lot of that.
Think about
There's
that.
So many people have talked
People are
about
like, well, I don't have to work. I'm depressed. Well, shit. I've worked at jobs where I'm depressed as shit too, but I got to go in.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't. Let me tell you, I can't live on $710 a month. I can't. That would even cover my car payment and my insurance.
I wouldn't even begin to understand like how to live that.
And they're okay
but
with
no,
it.
you're right, because I have people that I've worked with in the past where they have actually gone for, let's just say Social Security directly and looking for disability simply because of the fact that they feel that they can't perform a job. When I've worked next to you, I recognize what your triggers are. I recognize what your downfalls are. I recognize also what lifts you up. So we transitioned her to what lifts her up. She's a very creative person. She's super creative, and that's where her niche is.
Yeah.
But ultimately, stress is not her thing. But she now has fallen back on the idea that I cannot progress. I cannot work. And that's almost instilled in her mind, almost self-inflictingly, or also through instances with other jobs, right?
Sure.
And so I think it's those instances where you have a hard time, and I think society has a hard time differentiating between what's real and where people truly struggle and those that are looking just for the handouts. And so how do you address that, and how do you make the progress?
Right.
Question, sorry.
So, thank you, but I appreciate the birthday. Appreciate that, man. I'll see you soon today. So here's my thing, man. So I think what happens is
Look at that. We actually do have some info. Go ahead, Miss Jennifer.
Yes.
So if we wanted to change that, and I just want everybody to know what she's saying. I don't know if everybody's reading it, but if you want to change and you want to start tracking providers, you have to start complaining
to the board.
Sorry, compiling, I think is what it says.
Complaining.
Thank you. Because
to
I'm
the
a little
board.
too far. Apparently, I can't see.
I'm surprised I could even read it at my age.
Right. To the board that they are under the state of Nevada. I mean, granted, but at the
now
same
here's
time,
the
they're
biggest.
still run by a certain group.
Here's the biggest problem about the board here.
That they're all paid by somebody.
No, one of the worst owners I've ever worked for in my life is a part of that board.
I believe it.
So he gets to make that shake.
So you have the bad running what's supposed to be something positive.
Oh, this is bullshit. Kick it to the side. They could do that. They do it all the time.
So what's the checks and balances? Like, how do you check and balance the board? Like, who actually puts them into place? Who put that board together and said, this is what I think, these are the people that really should be running this, and what were the credentials they were looking at?
Here's my thing. I don't know who puts it together. And I don't even want to know.
Isn't that problematic, though?
I don't want to know.
Considering it's like
here's what I want.
Your industry.
Here's what I want. No, it doesn't bother me. You know what I want? I want one thing. If you own an agency that performs this kind of service, you are not allowed to be a part of the board. Let me tell you why. Owners, a part of the board, get to pick who gets to take what insurance. So now you're monopolizing mental health.
That's fair. No,
That's
that makes
not
a lot
right.
of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So it's like somebody who's been into the industry but is retired from it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's kind of like what they do with the deans of major hospitals.
Right.
You know, they're not typically practicing, but they have practiced, and that's how you get into that position.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that makes sense.
And in your question before then, I am a major asshole when it comes to the issues that I have in mental health. Mm-hmm. I treat people the same way. If you tell me I'm not doing this, but I'm going to go to jail, so do something about it, I'm going to tell them to go to jail. That's it. I will assist you if you want the help.
Right.
The ones who go, I want a house, sounds great. I want to work on that for you, but you got to show me you want help.
Well, yeah, and then you have the people that show up for all of their help, and they show up to the appointments, but then they don't take the tools, they don't run with them, and then they say, "I think I need somebody who's better in therapy."
Well,
or I need
you
this or that
had
and the
to
other.
evaluate each person. Is that person for sober living? I've been told, put this person in the house. You have the house, John. You know you do your thing. Go handle it. I didn't want to. There's one particular person I didn't want to house at all.
Why?
Because I knew he was full of shit.
That's fair. We have a really good oh shit meter.
Yeah. So I looked at him. I said, I don't want to do this. But John, we got to help him. He's part of the insurance program. Yeah, well, a lot of people deserve to be inmates. They're out for now. They'll go back.
Well, I mean, we do hope of turning of a new leaf.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Here's the deal. I literally put this guy in a house. You know, that night he robbed the house, bust past his cash to a guy's Jordans, brand new shoes, and all sorts of shit, and took off out the house that night. Same dude.
Wow.
Haven't been back since.
Wow.
Okay, but I see this happen a lot of times. So for me, I want to evaluate what is the deal on that situation. I want to fix it. I want to see it. Show me. Come to group. Show me you give a shit. You can sleep at my front door. I don't give a damn. You're safe at my front door. I can promise you that. And you're on camera.
That's true.
So get some rest, and I'll see you in the morning.
Right.
And I told patient, he goes, I'll sleep at your front door. I've had some say, I will sleep at your front door. I will roll in first thing in the morning. And there they are, brushing themselves off. And I come in, morning, John, I'm here. I see you. I'll see you in a little bit. Show me.
Right.
Show me. You know, you have to do something to get the care you need.
Yeah.
So.
That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Completely understand that. And, you know, honestly, we want to run back because, you know, you touched on a previous employer. And I'm just curious because I love tea and I love messy. What could I do? So what is one of the worst things that you've had to stand by, watch, or review that one of your previous employers had done towards patients?
Ain't just one of them. I've seen some crazy shit. Let me tell you, so when I first started many, many years ago, mental health, I was doing BST services. That's like your first starting point, like you're the busser of mental health. Mm-hmm. Seriously. And I was doing the full assessments for therapists, not knowing therapy at all. And then the owner would look at it and go, I love it, and put his name on it and submit it. You don't know nothing about this damn patient. I watched that happen. Went to another location. I was making big money. I'm like, man, this place is legit. Just to find out they got busted. Here's what happened. Inside the office, which was down the street from the job I was at before, just down, they were taking the sheets and forging the patient's name on sheets and sending them in to get approvals to start their patient care. So when you would contact them and go, I don't know how the heck you know me. Well, you signed the paperwork at the office. Well, I go, I don't remember signing the paperwork. And I think they went on, They got busted. Like, you're forging docs. The person forging docs was the best friend of the owner.
Well, you know
One
that
person.
was created higher up.
One person was doing all the forging.
Yeah, created higher up.
Listen, it's crazy.
Certain of it. I mean, I don't want to speak on things I don't know, but let's be honest with each other.
It's sad. It's a sad deal. I think the last location, I mean, there was quite a few of them, but the last location, here's the thing for me. Treat your staff, your employees, great. Mm-hmm. You cannot make them struggle. I sat at that office one time when I first started. I wasn't sure about it. And someone was parked in a parking space which was given to him. It was given to him. And the repo truck came in and took their shit and took off. If you're in the executive offices, you shouldn't be up for repo. But I'm thinking, well, maybe this person has a bad side effect. Something bad's happening. It was false. They weren't being paid at all. You ever worked in executive offices and made like $15, $14 an hour? Because that's what's happening.
In my time, yeah.
Pretty horrible, right?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing that today.
No.
I couldn't imagine not having the cash flow that I have
He
today.
still pays like that. Okay.
In today's time?
Yes.
Where eggs are practically 1 hour a pay?
Yes. A lot of people are leaving to get more pay.
I would too. You can make more pay literally at
Let me ask you a question. Just say you got your licensing and you're an intern for therapy, right?
Mm-hmm. So I've done the time. I put in my
You put in the work. You got your degree. You got everything.
I'm hungry.
He goes, I'm ready to do this and see some people. Super excited, right?
Right.
I'll give you $28 an hour. As a therapist?
I I don't know what you guys actually make, but intern.
As an intern, most places start at 55.
Shut the front door. What have I done with my life? Why am I investing? What am I doing with my life?
I'm letting you know.
I don't know either, but I do
Letting you
enjoy
know.
my job. So
I've been offered 65
an hour.
an hour.
I love that for you guys.
Okay, and then it goes up.
But see, okay, so here's part of the problem though. Do you have a bunch of people that are getting paid so well to help people, but you're also saying that there's a ton of people that are not actually helping those people, so they're just going after their paychecks?
So I wouldn't keep them.
Right, you wouldn't if you had your own practice.
I can't tell you how many people were fired. I just want you to understand that. I'm a fucking asshole. I've literally looked at people and been like, no, that's not it. Get them out of here. Literally. I've had my colleagues like, hey, John, this is what's going on. How do you feel? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, listen. I cannot take mental health and make mental health better if the people we're hiring are already mental health.
I feel like it takes one to know one, though.
No.
I mean,
no. Listen, we've had some shit storms in the office. I've dealt with a lot of crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, but here's the other thing: when you're an owner of a company, you're walking around working on housing. Mm-hmm. We want to house these people. Nobody wants to stop doing drugs because they're sleeping behind 7-Eleven tonight. No. Okay, so. No, fuck that shit. They're a bunch of fucking drug addicts. Just throw them out the fuck outside and just keep them coming. Just keep billing. That's your answer?
It almost feels like that's a lot of people's answers, though.
Listen,
not everybody.
I went out and I got Thanksgiving meals for families.
Mm-hmm.
I got Christmas presents last year thanks to Flowing Tide Pub.
Yeah.
And a huge help. He looked at my office and goes, what the hell is this fucking mess in your office? There's all bags with families' names on them. They're going to come pick them up. I said, I got Christmas presents for all these families who were in need this year. Oh, what a waste. And then walked away.
Which is insane. Because you should want to give back to those who need the most.
Oh, fuck. Like, listen, a kid wants to play with some Legos. You get the kid some damn Legos.
I think I know who you're talking about, and not a fan.
Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
Yep.
So, with that being said, because there is, like, such horror stories with patients versus the professionals, what is something that a patient can do that they say they've met this professional,
mm-hmm.
they should stick with them
mm-hmm.
when times get hard, when times are easy? Like, what's the best advice you can give to somebody that says stick with this professional if you see A, B, and C that they're doing? Like, what's your A, B's, and C's for them to be able to say this is person truly trying to help me?
You have to feel the connection. Here's when I train people, I tell them don't be a fraud. Don't do it. With me, I'll give you an explanation. With me, like I said, I'm a huge asshole when it comes to mental health, and the patients know it.
But you're effective.
But here's what happens. I go, come here. And the whole room of people go, oh shit, John called, whatever, I'm like, come on. He goes, what did I do? I said, I haven't even talked to you yet. Get in the room already. I don't want to talk in the hallway, right?
Right.
And we had some laughs, and it wasn't bad things. It's redevelopment, I call it. I don't want to give you consequences for your poor choices. I want to talk to you about the poor choice you made and why did you make it. Right. It's work on my end to find out why you're making the poor choices. I can't hold your hand all day. You don't want me to anyway. Okay, so for me, it's like I want to help you. When I train people, I say, listen, these people do not know their lives. They know what works and hides their shit. Their coping skill is addiction in most cases, because mental health and addiction go together. It's hand in hand. It really is. And if you help these people and you come in fake, they're going to know you're full of shit.
Right.
It's weird. I can't see my future and my problems, but I see right through you, and you don't give a shit. I've heard that out loud at my office. I had to get up and see what the hell was going on. I said, what's your problem? She's full of shit. In my case, I'm like, oh, no, I want to help. Let me tell you, I want to help doesn't help nobody. It's bullshit. So you want to help? Get in my office. We'll talk right now, but don't have any disrespect in the office. And I'd pull them in. What's the problem? They would tell me. I just want to put something out real quick. I want to get a couple things in while I'm here. I don't want to come back tomorrow to be billed again, because that's what happens. Bill. And when you're training, when you come in, they tell you be vague in your treatment so we can bill. These people aren't going to keep coming back for, oh, I give you a bus pass. Oh, I'll give you 30-minute billing on that. I'm not kidding you. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. I promise you.
That's crazy. Like, you guys just billing for everything.
Yes.
It's almost like
Case manager could bill for that. So case manager goes, I just did this and blah, blah, blah. And bus pass was received in the note. Obtained bus pass, handed to patient, blah, blah, blah. We'll follow up on this date to discuss. And whatever the case that you discuss, it's extra billing day.
Oh, my God. It's almost as bad as our attorneys. When a
Yeah,
paralegal
probably.
touches something.
Probably, yeah, for sure.
I can't.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is I hear a lot is always people saying, I need the help now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're told that the next available therapist or person is going to be available in 2 weeks.
If you got 2 weeks, take it.
Well, but that's the whole thing.
My
Like,
therapists
that's the
were available
minimum
every 3
time.
months.
That's insane.
3
so
months.
like, how do people, and what are some tools, what are some resources where people can actually go get the help in that moment?
You know who I
let's face
blame?
it.
You know who I blame? A couple people. One, I blame the state of Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I blame the city of Las Vegas. Okay, I'll tell you
Elaborate.
In fact, the city just got involved, or the state just got involved, with being so much part of mental health and watching it. What are you watching, champ? Anybody who's watching this shit don't even know how to do this shit. When I go buy a car,
What does it mean to them to watch?
if I was going to go buy a car, and I got to see the finance guy, I'm not going to take over his job and finance myself. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? I just know what I don't want. So when you watch people know your shit, and they don't. It's another thing. Fuck your turtles.
What?
No, hear me. Fuck your turtles.
Oh, man.
Listen,
oh, my God. They're so
listen,
expensive.
Listen. Fuck your turtles. Fuck your statues on overpasses. I don't give a
Damn
fuck what.
longhorn
I don't give a
sheep.
fuck about what you painted on the wall. Okay, I just got my overpass from my house, and I got a saber-toothed tiger for no fucking reason on top that no one gives a shit about.
Oh my God, do you know
Okay?
what they do contracts on those on? Like,
Oh, I know.
I knew a guy trying to get the contract.
Mhm.
I think it was for one of those stupid turtles. The contract was over 1.3 million
Mhm.
per group of turtles,
Mhm.
which was like one or two turtles,
Mhm.
and they make those,
Mhm.
and you're getting a $1.3 million contract for what?
Well, here's my thing. You're doing all this stupid shit. And by the way, let me tell you, you guys put this fucking statue outside, and 2 days later, it's already tagged up on already. So
Well, not only that,
that's cool with that.
they're willing to pay for that, but then they also paid to spray the actual town so that you can lay under an underpass and get some sleep. All that paint they put underneath Washington Boulevard.
So do me a favor. Stop fucking putting shit out in the city that no one gives a shit about. No one's driving all over town to go see your fucking statues. I'm going to tell you that now. In fact, some statues bother the fuck out of me. I want to see some shit, and it's just blocking my goddamn view. Okay, so I hate that shit. All right, so for me, take that money and put it towards mental health. You cannot come out now saying our mental health is so bad. No, champ, it's been bad for years. Our youth needs so much help. They're acting so wrong. Well, we've been doing this. We could have done this years ago.
Well, see, and that's the thing too, right? So mental health has been an issue, but it's so proactively spoken about today versus 20 years ago. But it existed 20 years ago. So what do you think the rift has been that now we're so proactively on top of it?
I'll tell you what it is.
attempting
I'll tell
to
you
be
what
on
it is.
top of it?
Because right now it's in your room. It's in your room. Think about it. 20 years ago, people had mental health problems. It wasn't really looked at. Oh, someone's fucking sick. They just talked to their goddamn garden gnome friend. We're okay with that. No, it's not what it is. It's
don't
not what
talk
the
to
fuck that
Joey's
is.
in the garden,
Yeah, stop that
right?
shit. Okay, here's the problem. What it is you have people coming out that want to help, and now it's in your room. When it's in your room, so heavily in your room to where your hospitals are just coming with a bunch of patients, no one's getting the help, we're kicking them out, they're coming back the same day, there's no help, now it's in your room. And because it's so heavily in your room and it's destroying your medical
You have to
facilities,
start acknowledging it.
you have to own up to it. The problem is you're not owning up to it.
Well, they're not seeming to be creating solutions.
Like, EBT came out. Oh, we're having a problem. I'm going to give you $40 more because it's such a problem right now. Well, it didn't fix the fucking schizophrenia I have.
How do you fix it?
Think about it.
How do you
There's
fix
no help.
schizophrenia?
There's no help.
I feel like they often too, like especially in every industry, especially mental health, regular health, they push medicines, they push pills so heavily.
Meds are heavy.
Towards everything.
Meds
instead
are
of
heavy.
Making an adjustment in your life. Like, look, perfect example. I mean, granted, we're just going on the fact of meds, right?
Okay.
We have a mom that has had diabetes for how many years? They constantly had her on pills. One doctor said, hey, just make these adjustments. And she hasn't been on a pill since, right? But of course, that's on a different health side. With the mental health, I feel like they just want to keep like people calmed, for lack of a better word, and just kind of in their own head versus allowing them to process with the pills that they put in front of them. You're reading something.
Not other than sugar, what do you think? It seems to be. What does that say? I can't read that shit.
So it says, I bet there is a correlation to mental health and sugar. What do you think? It seems to be the sting of the world.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, look. I'm
So
diabetic.
basically like an overabundance
Let
of sugar
me
on
explain. Let me explain this to you. Okay, I think you try to make it bigger for me. It's
You
just stretched
are-
it out.
In all fairness, I think it's just because we're blind, and we probably both could utilize some glasses, and we just
I need to have an appointment for
refuse
that.
to get the proper help. Apparently, it's fine. It's fine.
That's what that monitor is there for.
Well, you know, it's a little off, my friend, and so I'm just we're squinting
So
over here.
here's the thing. I'm diabetic. Jay, let me tell you something, buddy. I'm diabetic, and I have sugar rushes. I shouldn't eat the shit I eat. I should have been in a coma probably a dozen times
Oh
already.
my God, I so hope your wife is on right now.
But let me tell you this. Well, she knows. She tells me.
Yeah, we know.
Here's the deal. My sugar never allowed me to talk to people who weren't there.
There's been some things in
Okay.
life that have allowed
There's
people
never
to talk to people who are not there.
there's never I don't get PTSD because my Twinkie was in the box. Okay? Mental health is mental health. Now, I do believe food, not sugar, but food is a coping mechanism for most people with mental health. They
Fair.
eat their emotions away, which is extremely stupid because once you eat your emotions, you see the emotions develop on your body. Now you have emotions about your body.
Creates a different, yeah.
You're like, I can't believe I ate this. I got to get on a diet. You'll eat a couple of salads, and then you're right back in the Twinkie box. We know how this works. We met people. I have someone in the family who has that problem. So you can't do that.
I feel like it's also driven though, like for your side, I feel like it's driven because of certain instances that are occurring around that person, and so therefore they're driving themselves there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it is like a mindset they have to make an adjustment for and adjustment with.
There's a lot of things with mental health that it's.
Oh, your wife is totally watching.
She's
Look
gonna
at
watch.
that.
I love her support.
Girl,
but
record
it
that
is
last
it is
part.
the the
Okay.
absolute truth. It's the truth.
It is.
Like me, I don't like the Twinkie box. No. I like just to eat the food. If I could eat the whole fucking cow, I'll eat it. Okay.
You need to calm down.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. But the thing is that's what it is. You overeat. You feel like shit. A lot of people do it.
But
It's
I feel
pretty
like
sad.
a lot of people have actually made that connection. They've tried to express that an abundance of sugar in our diets has actually caused and has a direct correlation with mental health. There's a lot of professionals that have said that, and I see where that question drives.
So what do you do if you're an eater, and you live with somebody who says you're just a fat fuck?
Well, technically, your depression's going to go even further in, and this is personal opinion. I am not a professional, but I feel like your depression would go further in, and then you would turn around and you would continue to do exactly what you're doing, if not worse, and indulging further.
You
Closet
have a
eating,
better
that's where it
way.
comes
You have a
from.
better way as an adult to change things. So you would, some adults would be like, you know what? Fuck this guy, or fuck whoever it is. I'm gonna change my diet, and I'm gonna show this son of a bitch what I can do. You don't tell me shit. The problem is, it's not with adults. It's with kids. Kids don't process that way.
No.
What kids will really do, they'll sit there and they'll say, hey, all this stuff happens. All these things go on. You think I'm a fat fuck. You don't love me. You don't anything with me. So I'm just going to keep eating this fucking box of shit and look more like shit and be depressed about it, but not bring it up in front of you because you think I'm a fat fuck and don't love me enough to take care of me, to help me get through this and assist me. Our minors need assistance. I think mental health of minors is huge.
No.
They don't know how to deal.
No.
A lot of kids who go through mental health, their parents don't understand it. I've dealt with kids a lot.
I feel like things are really different today, though, too, versus like when we were kids. We don't have the same things that the kids are dealing with today. We didn't. If you were going to bully us, you had to bully us to our face or over the phone, and we were going to see you or we were going to find you.
Yes.
Where now they're bullying them from 3,000 miles away, other countries, and they're having to deal with that and not being able to create that separation. Where we could create the separation back then because we were forced to. We were forced to basically compartmentalize all instances and all items, where they've just kind of allowed it to just flow to one box, and they're not separating it. They're not organizing their storage bins. And so therefore they're just allowing everything to happen at once. And how are the parents supposed to teach them what we dealt with, what we did, if we don't really understand what they're truly going for?
Right.
We didn't get hit 24/7 with it.
Exactly.
We can unplug that phone, you know, but we couldn't, we can't do that now.
Right. I think, okay, so.
And also there was a little addition to that question.
I just read that, yeah.
Okay, perfect. You can read it?
Yeah, I just.
Oh, look at your eyes coming back.
No shit. So here's the thing. Okay, I want you guys to know something. Okay. Let's talk about the air conditioning.
You know, I love the lights though, and they're very fancy.
It's like,
to process.
I mean, I love it though. So the thing is here's the thing. So Jay, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of the preservatives and the fake sugars that do cause a lot of problems.
I feel like that's what causing people to overdevelop early.
No,
because I'm sorry.
So here's a fun fact I learned.
Kids when we were our age are not the way they are 14 today.
Well here's the other thing too. Yeah, for sure. And they say it's like the formulas now. It's everything.
Okay.
It's everything. But it does change body stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes mental health. The fake sugars. Okay. The fake sugars. And stuff like that will affect the mind. You get addicted. I just changed up too. I was putting like 16 sweet and lows in my tea. Because I love the sweetness. I can't have the sugar, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's a lot. And you get that addictive feeling. So I'm like, let's put 8. Let's cut that shit in half. And that's what I did today. I found out that like preservatives, unfortunately, and it's a big problem. I found out testosterone users, like testosterone men, right? Did you know that at 23 you lose your testosterone really fast?
Dude, you're screwed.
23.
You're so old.
And I asked my doctor, I said, why? I'm 23. I was rocking.
Yeah, 23.
He goes, I'm back. I'm making a comeback.
I'm not gonna do it.
They're gonna come back. But the thing is it's true. And they say, well, it's all the preservatives and stuff like that. It's crashing testosterone levels and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jay, you're absolutely correct. There's a lot of connection with that mental health. The healthy body is everything. Healthy body, healthy mind is the usual thought process for me. So we got something to see here.
Yeah, because of course.
That goes with the school threats to they threatened from so far away, and it makes people freak out.
It's true. I mean, we're going back to the conversation.
That just happened yesterday at Centennial High School.
What do you mean it's Centennial? You know, I need people to get together.
Listen, so
schools in general.
I went to pick up my son from school, but we had got a report. There was a threat from far away that came from Florida, I found out. It was a threat towards all the students at Centennial High School. So when I go to the school yesterday, that place I've never seen before is being surrounded by Metro, and they're driving different routes where kids are walking to see if any threat comes towards the kids.
Oh, no, that happened back in 2003.
That's crazy.
That happened back in 2003. Now, it wasn't for the same situation. You know, it was the race war that occurred back in 2003. I think it was 2003 or 2004. It was right before I graduated. And that's when me and my girls were walking in. That's when I called you guys and was like, there's cops out here. Yeah, over at Centennial, where it was. I mean, you walked in, you saw a sea of one color over here. Then you saw a sea of everybody else over here. And you had my girl walking in. Okay, I'm bright, but I'm Greek. All right. I had my Hispanic friend to one side, and my black friend to the other side. We both look at each other. We all look at each other. I said, "Nope." Turned right back around, walked right out. We are not a part of this. And that's when they found a bunch of guns in the students' cars.
So let me ask you: Is it Miss? What's that, Mrs.? I can't read the purple writing.
Sorry. I think it's Mrs. Steal Your Mom. 54.
Mrs. Steal Your Mom.
Listen.
I wonder if that's my.
I'm sorry, it's Mr. Steal Your Mom, because that would make way more sense.
I think that's my son.
Is that actually? I swear to God, that better not be your son.
I think it's my son.
That better not be your son. That's his username.
I guarantee it. All right, so.
I am dead right
now. All right, so yeah, so
Child,
that's just
I need you to change that name. Hi, Dad. Oh my God, it is your son. I cannot. What is that name, Mr. Steal Your Mom 54? Sir, young sir.
I think it's great. So, but yeah, but mental
Lord
mental health is a very scary thing, and I think a lot of people have gone through mental health. I've talked to different. Brandon's explained his situation. We talked a little bit about it. Other friends of mine said, "Man, I've gone through this and I couldn't get out of it." John, I've gone here, here, and here. I get no help. I've had a person out in Boulder City. I was like, John, I'm going to take my kids to your facility, and they keep canceling the appointments. Like, these kids aren't being seen. They're not getting help. I had a patient that literally went into a room with a therapist. Like, okay, you got like 15 minutes. I have to go early today. Why did you have him come in?
Right.
Listen, my team, like I was telling you before, my team was taught to take care of the patient. If things get out of order, that's when I step in. Resources are important. A lot of people get, you could be helped here, help there, help that. Don't send them somewhere. Make the call first.
Mm-hmm.
Make the call. Hey, you got this? I got someone who needs help. If I got to pick it up and bring it back to the office, I'll do it.
Right.
Unfortunately,
That's
that wasn't not the situation. A lot of people don't do it.
Right.
Okay. Out here with the homeless and stuff like that, they want people to change. Like the homeless people, like, oh, the cops want to come out of the woodwork. I love this shit. This is great.
There's not enough of them to come out of the woodwork.
No. It's not even that. Here's the thing. You can't come out the woodwork and do that shit. No one's going to talk to you. Okay, when they came out of the woodwork, it was on the news. I think the Metro's helping people, want to help with your homelessness. Just come here, we can talk. It's okay. They don't want to talk to you. You were arresting these people. You were chasing them down. You're investigating these people.
What do you coming, Greg? We're looking for you on that warrant.
What the hell were you investigating? I mean,
right.
So you did nothing, but you expected to be respected by the homeless people?
Yeah. Well, and then look, and like I said, that's what I was touching on earlier about what the local governments did. They took away the one place they felt safe, which, and I'm specifically talking on one overpass, which is the Washington one, where they chose to spray all those chemicals, add all these extra things, add concrete, so that if you would lay down on it, it would literally start burning away at your skin. It would irritate your skin. It was made for it. It was made to make sure people do not lay there. So what are you really doing to help? Because you're not building more facilities.
Okay.
You're telling people to still get in a line for a bed at night. God forbid they need that assistance, right? You're not creating a way for tomorrow. You're only creating a solution for immediate, like just a moment. And then every person you bring to that door and you put in that bed, the state's going to go ahead and pay you for that bed for that night. They're going to pay you a lot more than anything else.
I don't know how to fix that problem.
How you fix that problem?
You have to put a cap on what the wealthy can profit.
How would you do that?
Simple.
How would you make that happen? Because they're already trying to get taxed on what they owe.
No.
They're not trying to pay that.
It's simple. So think of everybody else who's not wealthy, have a normal job, and they just go to work, right? What is their pay?
Standard pays, depending on what it is.
It's standard pay, right? But that standard pay is within a range.
Right.
They tell you the lowest you're going to make, $15 an hour. The most you're going to make in your job position, your job title, $25 an hour, right? That's your cap. That is your cap.
Yep.
As a normal individual, your cap is between $15 and $25 an hour.
Yep.
There is no cap for the wealthy. And so when the wealthy sees that, hey, I can gain, I can take, right? Now, when you sit there and have a government that tells them, hey, you need to take care of these people, man, you need to pay them right. Well, that takes away from my bottom line, sir.
Right.
So I'll do this. I'll give you the bare minimum because I need to still make my $30 million a year with my $20 million bonus.
Yeah.
And have all my tax breaks so I can get my full $20 million, $50 million bankroll. The problem is there's no cap on that.
Right.
You tell a wealthy person, like for example, the CEO of AT&T, right? Motherfucker, you make $20 million a year. Better yet, I'm going to use a better example of a CEO. I'm going to use the CEOs of these health insurances. You can look at what they're making per year. Some of them are making well over $20 million a year. And there's several people whose care is being rejected, denied. Then you look at, the aspect of now you're laying off employees, which is part of your contractual incentive.
Right.
Because part of your contractual incentive is that you have to make the company make a certain revenue per year. And if part of that revenue goes to the employees, then you won't make your $20 million bonus. So again, if you put the cap on the wealthy, say, hey, no more $20 million a year paychecks. Fuck that. You get 5. You can have 5 million. That means 20. That means 15 million plus the 30 or the whatever bonus millions is going back to the company. Guess where that money's now going to? The employees. Now you don't have to raise prices because you don't want you're being forced to not raise prices. Because see, as soon as you give a raise, you raise prices.
Right.
Because you refuse to take a pay cut. Because you refuse to sit there and say, hey, and then on top of it, you do this number. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give pay raises, but you're fired, you're fired, you're fired.
They do it a lot.
And so now that you're fired, you're fired, you're fired, you guys, you're going to pick up the slack. So like, for example, I used to be a caregiver. What is the average head per employee? 6. You have to take care of 6 individuals with disabilities in order to be. Wait, how the hell are you going to take care of 6 adults with disabilities for the whole day? Well, that's because the higher up says, "Hey, look, my bottom line is more important
than what your needs are.
You're going to do more and get paid less." Because I know I don't have a cap and I can capitalize on all of this. So if you put a cap on them, you have a lot of money free to go wherever it needs to go. You have money free now to go to mental health. You have money free now to go to these psychiatrists. You have money now to go here, here, and here, and here. And you can solve a lot of problems. The problem is you got too many people in power who is looking. I literally have, like, I work in surgery. I think I told you the story. Literally, I'm talking to this wealthy-ass anesthesia doc. He literally comes up to me. He knows I'm a Democrat. He's a Republican. He comes up to me, literally, Brandon, how can we solve this inflation thing? So I went through the whole spiel first of identifying inflation, what causes inflation, and da-da-da-da-da. As soon as my whole spiel was done, the little man literally looked at me, smiled, walked over and whispered in my ear and said, that will never happen.
I was just going to say it.
Because of the convenience. They have the convenience of being able to do it. You take away those conveniences, motherfuckers will have no choice.
Yep.
Okay, well now I don't like the way I'm being treated.
Right.
I don't like that this is happening. Well, oh fucking well, because guess what? In China, they have financial regulations. So the wealthy can't sit there and make that kind of money like they do. In the United States, it's free trade, which is actually fucking a plague, a curse.
Right.
United States, free trade.
To change the mindset, though, that was created so long ago, and also to put this out there, I do think that there are people that should give back in the way of paying appropriate taxes, in the way of paying certain things, because ultimately, I work with people all day long. What I do is I do investments. I do hard money investments. All right, so I have investors that work with me. They have made their money one way or the other. Some people come into money. A lot of people come into money. But ultimately, for me to turn to you and say, you don't deserve to make that much, no matter what you've done, is, in my eyes, a little crazy. But at the same time, it's not crazy for me to ask you to pay your true portion. It's not crazy for me to say, hey, if I'm getting hit at this tax rate, so are you.
Well, see, they are. The thing is, though, is they are getting hit with a higher tax rate.
No, they're not. You want to know why? Because their CPAs are good as hell.
Listen, I'm a Democrat.
Okay.
We scream about taxing people all day long.
I like to be a little independent myself. Okay.
But, like, what's happening is what you're seeing is they have these tax breaks. So really, you're not paying anything into your taxes. So that's the loophole, them getting out of paying taxes, these tax breaks. So, in a sense, it's like saying this. Instead of me giving my employees all of this money instead, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give it to this charity to my homeboy over here.
Happens all the time.
He can get it, and I get this tax break.
He's not taxed on that money. You get the tax break. Absolutely.
That's why I don't like when you see Walmart. Hey, donate. Do you want to donate to such and such and such and such at the end of your, transaction?
Nope.
No.
I do not.
Because Walmart gets that tax break, not you. So I mean, there's loopholes on why the wealthy is, are why it seems like they're not paying taxes, but they are paying a high tax. It's just they found these loopholes because
there's so many
if
of
you
them.
Think about it, like let's use Clarence Thomas as an example.
Oh, Lord, child, not this one.
We'll use him as a good
Not
example.
this one.
Oh,
If I'm a billionaire and I can sit here and give you money to best interest on some of my things that I want, they're gonna do that. Problem is we have no oversight for our politicians, our Supreme Court. There's no oversight.
Nope.
So when there's no oversight, that corruption is just gonna go rampant, and you will never see the changes you want, because at the end of the day, even our leaders are getting paid.
Well, not only that, there's a whole lot of leaders that have a ton of mental health issues that should not be in the position they're in because they're not seeking the help. And you can tell when they come up and they're addressing what they're addressing and how they're addressing it.
Let me tell you guys this, because I only have a few minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Look at the time.
Yeah.
Time flies, we're having a good
Mental
time.
health time flies.
Mind you, this was, live. You were late starting, so.
I don't know how long it was live for.
At least a good 20, 30.
I was not 20, 30 minutes late.
I
could prove that shit.
Solid 15. I feel like
but
solid
it's cool
15.
though. I understand. It's fine. All Democrats do that shit.
First of all, why we have to touch there again?
So
this wasn't even about that.
Here's the deal. When it comes to mental health, because that's what I like to stick to, I want to see change. I mean, tomorrow I have a meeting on my actual day of birthday. I have a meeting tomorrow at South Las Vegas Boulevard with somebody who came into town to see me.
Okay.
To touch on the situation with mental health and nursing care and what's going on, to really put this in the forefront. So that should be a good meeting. We have everything here to create a difference. Now, this is going to sound really simple to everybody, but believe it or not, if it sounds too simple, the state and the city won't understand it because it's just too damn easy. Okay?
The KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid.
So the deal is this. We have, with homeless, they say, okay, what is your home address and phone number? Hold on. They have a phone number, right? Because they have the free phone.
Well, they can use the shelter as an address.
Hold on. Well, that actually goes another direction, too. I've seen that actually happen to where they don't get the job because of it.
Really?
I have.
Wow.
I have.
Yeah.
They want that independence. What are you doing for you to be able to do for me?
Yeah,
Okay,
when
so
I was doing HR, it's one of those things that was frowned upon, which I felt was absolutely insane to me because these are the people that need it the most. They're going to be hungry. They're going to show the fuck up. We just have to make that point to make sure I give you your spot, you give me back what I need, and you flourish. Yeah.
So what I would want to do is this.
Yeah.
We have all these empty buildings that look like dog shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Those
So-
are the ones I've been looking at for the organization.
Here's what I would love to do. I would love because since we already waste money on stupid shit already, all right. I mean, I don't even know why the Springs Preserve needed to paint the whole fucking freeway wall. But here's the thing.
First of all, that's their wall, and it's adorable, and I look at it.
I love it. It's fine. I don't give a shit. Here's the thing.
I appreciate the wall.
But appreciate it.
He did. He's a little. It
Listen,
is a little
listen,
rough.
listen,
He didn't know
here's
what
my
to
thing.
make of me.
Here's my thing, okay? And you had to get okay to do that because it's against the freeway wall. It was our concrete wall. Okay, so I just want to keep that.
With ours?
Yeah, well, we pay for
Try
it.
to climb on it.
We do shit like that.
Tell me if they still say
So here's my thing. Take those places. Put management. It could be a state job. Create some state jobs if you want to. Put some from the state managing the property. Put each thing developed, right? So when they go, oh, what's your address? Oh, my address is so and so and so, apartment 2. Apartment 2.
You can literally
Not
give them P.O. boxes.
No. I want them to have apartment 2. Let me tell you. You have these buildings. Apartment 2. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, you can mail everything right there. My own mailbox there and everything, blah, blah. They're not saying, oh, I'm at the shelter on Las Vegas Boulevard or Main Street or wherever the fuck you're going.
But I don't think it's fixing that. I think it's fixing the stigma behind the employers to understand that there are great people that are in these positions.
But the problem is, if you can't do independent for you, how do you do independent for me? But let me finish this. That's how they think. Okay?
Well, I would disagree with their thoughts.
Well, yeah, it's corporate America. We all disagree with our thoughts. So here's my thing. So you do all that. They have their apartment. Do a program. They have one for minors here, believe it or not. St. Jude's, I believe it is. It does that program. So What you do it for the adults. It's a year program or a 13-month program, however you want to do it.
They have one out here.
Don't go too high for the adults, okay? Do that. Then, while you have that and establish stability, they've been on a job for a year, right? You take most of your income, you put it in a savings account that builds.
You need to say less because Jen and I literally have the exact same idea on our nonprofits that we independently had thought about. And we came together in the truck one day on a Phoenix trip. And John, you're going to say less because that is literally our idea. We are looking for, she said 100%, 100%. You want to know why?
Where do you think the original information came from?
But you want to know what's crazy though? You want to know what's crazy is there's actually a place out here that does it. They have the year program. They have the housing. They have the job assistance. They have the assistance for getting them around. The issue is
St. Jude's?
The lack of resources on beds.
Okay, so hear me out.
Okay,
I know you're super excited. I guess I like
Listen, it's because you were about to give out my whole idea.
I've already been talking about it this whole time to everybody.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking about
everybody.
it because
So
we need funding.
Take that shit, run that shit.
Funding.
Then what I also need you to do is this. You want to use Clark County credit unions.
Yeah, credit union.
Not standard banks.
Right.
Go with your Clark County or Nevada credit unions. Establish your account there under the program based on the state help.
Yeah.
So they have a bank. So you got your bank open. You got your bills paid. You got your savings you didn't touch. So when it's time to move on to your own independent living while you still have your job, you now have your down payment on your apartment. We'll work on getting you approved. It's all a different program. Okay, because we're like, well, I don't know if he'll get approved. He's been evicted like 3 years ago. Yeah, but he was on heroin 3 years ago. So let's work on that shit for a second.
Right.
Okay, so we help people. You kept it all in-house. But instead, you want to walk around talking about, I don't know how to get rid of our homeless. This is how you work on it. Now, not everybody's going to take to it. I'm telling you that right now. I dealt with people I completely, if I had a soccer cleaner, I could have kicked right in the forehead, okay? I'm not going to tell you the truth.
Well, I think that's part of the issue is you're asking how we get rid of the homeless, not how we help the homeless.
Because that's what they talk about. Do you know that? Okay, I don't know if you know this.
So let's see.
There's a place called the Courtyard here. Have you ever heard of the Courtyard? You ever heard of the Courtyard? It's an open concrete square downtown. Okay?
Over by Fremont?
I know it's not that close, but it's down the street. But it's an open courtyard, concrete with a gate. They have their own security team there. And that's where you see people as homeless on a concrete pad. There's no roof, no nothing.
Yeah.
A couple of lockers, right? But did you know this? They'll give you a quick ID from the courtyard. So you have a picture on it, a little ID that people will see and accept, right? But I can get rid of the homeless. You know how? If I get you somebody to say, I want to go to Chicago. Sure, I'm going to call Chicago and get you an appointment. If I get you an appointment, give you the paperwork, you take it down to the courtyard. The courtyard will pay for a bus from Greyhound and send you out there.
Feels very Florida-esque.
It's always been here.
But, like, better, considering the fact we're not shuffling people into it.
But we are shuffling. Here's what I don't like about it. They're doing this with patients who just started.
So they don't have a chance to actually, like...
They haven't done anything here to change, but we're going to send them off to another state and hope for change.
And they're not engaging with their care out there, obviously, because they don't want to do the care here, so they're just pushing it off.
Right.
So ultimately,
listen, I hate my brothel can fund it.
First of all,
listen, we're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about that right now.
We could.
Listen.
And girl, listen, I know we need the funding for that too, but hear me out. One thing at a time. Calm down. We have goals. We have goals, okay?
Listen.
Where money flows, we show up,
listen,
okay?
Listen.
We just want to own it, though. I happen to see we have a first customer, Jen. First customer right here.
I don't know if he'll be your customer. I mean, he can look. I don't think he can sample. So here's the deal.
We won't tell anything.
Things have to. He does.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
So my big thing is this. You have to make the changes. We don't make the changes here. We don't. We do lockups and release. We do hospital and release. Well, I just need to be here for 3 days. You know, when the cops put you in for a 72-hour hold?
Yep.
You'll be there for maybe 8, and they release you. They don't even do the 72 hours here. Here's the
Honestly,
thing.
I
Here's
think
the
that's
thing.
really what it comes down to, right? After all of this that we talked about today, it really comes down to the council that's over all of the mental health here in the state, and honestly, probably over all the states, right? Or all the cities. I'm not sure how they break it down because that's not my profession. But ultimately, you have to get rid of them to put people in place that actually give a shit, that want to do the right things, so they can come down on those that are not doing the right things and actually make that positive change. But if people are just like, I don't know how it's put together, that's cool.
What
No,
does
it's not
what does
cool.
the community do the most? And I know I'm catching a little bit. I'm going to do a few more minutes. The community complains a lot, all the time.
Well, people tend to complain before praise.
That's because most of the people in the world, when they have complaints, turn to the biggest Karen with no resolve. None.
I think people just like to complain.
No, they're just Karens. So here's my thing. What I want to do is I'm gonna complain. I don't even know what Kevin. So my thing is this. I want to sit there, and I want to be the person that has the complaint but knows how to fix it. So
He's right on what he's saying by people like to complain.
Yes, 100%.
So like
But you're never going to stop people from complaining, right? Even when you create a solution.
But here's the difference.
Even when you create a solution, though, people still want to complain.
I'm never stopping complaining. That's not what this is for.
Right.
The difference is I want you to stand in the corner and complain. Maybe that's the only thing you got to do today. I don't know. I'm not going to take that from you. You complain the best. You play video games. I don't know what the fuck we do. What I want to do is I want to be the guy that just goes, that person's complaining in the corner, but what did you do? And I don't even want to know.
In all fairness, if you look at a lot of the instances that happen, people are complaining without solution to back it. And this is something I've always told, team, staff, friends of mine. If you have a complaint, you better come up with 3 solutions to that complaint. Because don't come at me with just a complaint. What is that? That's just you blowing hot air, right? But how do we fix that?
Here's what I'm going to do.
you also have to teach compassion.
Yes, empathy.
And the reason for it is because right now, looking at America and looking at all of the issues that are happening in America, there's too many people who don't care. And part of it is because the problem doesn't affect them.
Right.
And the other part is because they actually don't care.
Correct.
And so we just have to.
There was instances when we were younger where, my brother is just like my father. They are very hard-headed. They are very...
Yeah, I'm nothing like him.
No.
Not at all.
Sense. But what I mean by this is, they're like, deal with shit. All right, deal with your shit. When we were younger. And when it came down to it, it's not black and white. There's a lot of gray in this world. A lot of people don't care to see the gray because they have to understand it. I don't want to take the time to understand you. I want to complain about the situation, get away from whatever's happening in front of me, and move on with my day. You're the problem. I'm not. You have the issue. I don't. And I don't care to take the time to understand it because that takes time from my day of me going shopping or me going to do this or me going to do that. Something doesn't even matter. But ultimately, people don't care enough to want to understand. And so therefore, you're not going to be able to change the world. But what you can do is you can change certain industries and make those changes and adjustments. But the people in the industry have to care enough to step up and say something.
But guess where that care has to start? Begin with, though.
With us. Well, yeah.
Well, we're not strong in that department either, so there's that.
But that's what I'm saying. If we properly fund our schools, starting with elementary all the way through high school, properly fund them and actually put the right classes in there. Like, for example, home economics, fucking teaching taxes.
Thank you. True accounting. Yes.
Like I put it like this, and like I'm not a big gun advocate, but I'm not against guns like that. But I do see the problem with this is like we want to add more guns to people's hands, but we don't want to teach first aid. We don't want to teach to save a life, but we want to teach to take a life.
Well, the great news is I have my first aid and CPR card, so if I shoot you, I will try my best to bring you back.
No, you won't.
But I'm just saying.
No, you
though.
won't.
I'm just saying though. Like, but with that though, you wouldn't gotten that education elsewhere though. You weren't in high school. You weren't in elementary to get that education.
Well, no, and we were taught at a young age.
Times we sit there and seen videos of kids watching other people.
Listen. I'm gonna talk kids. I think the next I was going to talk about this whole biological bullshit. I really want to touch on that. But here's the thing.
There's
but
other
episodes.
okay?
But here's the thing. I'm not James. You don't even know my name.
The other Jay.
You're like, well, we friends, but I don't know your name, bro. You know?
John, but real quick though, bro, before we leave that subject, again, you saying about how you know we need that mental health for kids, bro. That's part of that proper education.
Oh, no,
Honestly,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
We don't teach
I agree.
compassion.
Being able to have compassion, being able to work through the issues.
Listen, when we
If
take
they know first aid CPR, you think they're gonna pull out their phone first, or they're gonna go and help? They're gonna go help because that's what they were trained to do.
Yeah.
Now we're, in a sense, we're improperly indoctrinating all our kids and adults on top of that who aren't educated.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to help with that mental health with the kids, you got to put the funding back in the schools, man.
Well, I mean, the funding could get to the schools if it didn't get held at the upper portion where they're driving fucking Bentleys and shit.
Right.
Like, honestly, when it comes down to it.
I don't even want a Bentley,
When
bro.
I see what they're driving, can I be honest with you? When I see like a Bentley and stuff, I honestly, the first thing I think of is how much is your oil change?
I think of your car insurance.
Yeah, oil change, car insurance.
Let me tell you
brake
something. Let me tell you something.
pads,
I don't want to talk about cars. I talk cars all day.
I'm sorry, I just.
But let me tell you this.
We've been sidetracking.
You want to cry? I'll say one thing about cars that'll make you
Don't
cry.
worry, actually. I'm an ugly crier.
They're a pretty looking car, and I probably couldn't get into without completely killing over because they're so low.
What is it?
A Lamborghini. Now,
No, dude.
if you
look
get
worse.
if
Stop
you
it.
get in a Lamborghini,
You can't get the fuck out.
the oil change I think is $6,000 or $8,000.
Hell no! Why?
Now, here's the reason why.
Why?
Here's the reason why. The only
hell?
way.
It's got oil filter.
Nope,
just got
it doesn't.
oil?
It doesn't.
How does it not have an oil filter?
The Lambo is one of the only cars you have to remove the whole back end of the car to get to those components.
Well, that was a dumb setup.
No, it wasn't, because it cost you $6,000-8,000. People are doing it.
Well, I'm not saying it was dumb for them.
How dumb is that? But anyways, listen. So mental health wise, I'm gonna keep things in perspective. I want to change things. So my goal is this. I want you guys to understand my goals. I just recently got my master's and did a graduation.
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what?
Psychology.
Okay. You
Yeah.
didn't specify, but all right.
I'm talking mental health. I don't understand. Okay.
Hey, I just got my master's too.
In what?
Blunt smoking.
I was waiting for it to happen, like a roller.
You know-
or
you know what-
like
you know what I- you know what I did?
ribbon, or what?
You know what I thought he was gonna say?
And we're
I
on
can't.
it, you know?
I can't.
I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, my PhD, player haters degree." All right, so
I would have appreciated it though. Still.
listen. But I thought to myself, I said, there's not a lot of doctors out here that mean business in the right way. So I decided I'm going to go for the PhD.
Yeah.
To become a doctor. I think if you have more people that gave a shit about the people, I'm going to say people, because that's what they are, to truly help them get through some things, you'll have a change in mental health. If I'm going to work really hard for the board, I want to talk to the city, the state. I want to talk to everybody. What can we do? I want to bring, listen, we got fucking shows here all the time. Your cars are parked. I love cars. Park your cars. But listen, everything's car related. Everything is tacos and this, Hawaiian related. And I love the cultures. Where's the mental health? Where's the assistance for people? Come in. I want to see your people. Okay? Bring them in. Have a good time with the family. There's going to be resources out there. Let's talk. Let's do some
But
things.
isn't it harder for people to engage in like a social environment when it comes to mental health?
Believe it or
Because
not.
if I think about it, then I sit there. Apparently, I'm really loud. I'm really surprised it is not picking me up.
It's okay to go.
Jesus.
So,
I'm just watching it.
Jesus.
here's the deal. There is, but see, I'm different. I don't want you being a lifer. I don't like it.
Yeah, but
I want you to live your life the best way you can, not become a lifer in therapy. So here's what I tell people. John, I can't be around a lot of people. How many friends you got? I got like 2 good friends. Go with them, be out with people. I want you to. I want you to test you. You don't have to do it every day. But you have to go for that. You have to interact that way. You can't sit in your living room and go, oh, Netflix helps me get through my people. It does not.
no, but I think that there's people like myself that honestly we recognize what our issues are. We know where we're struggling. We know where we need the help. We also know
Listen,
that we're going to deal with our
my
damn
my
selves.
wife,
So
my
that's
my
how it
wife,
goes.
my wife was looking at me. She doesn't understand some of the shit that I go through, how I interact. She doesn't like it. Okay.
It's okay, she loves you.
So here's the deal. With my daughter, there was a couple of things that happened. One, she had social anxiety big time. So she wants all these things, but won't go to the counter to make the purchase. She goes, you guys got to come to the counter, you got to come to the counter. And she kept going to the counter with her. I said, I'm not going to the counter. I'm not supporting that. She goes, well, she's scared. Well, she's going to be scared until she buys it on her own.
Yeah, we're all a little scared somewhere.
So she goes, Dad, you got to come to the counter. I said, I'm not going with you, and your mother's not going either. Well, how am I supposed to deal with it? How am I supposed to buy it? Well, you walk into that line. You wait your turn. You get to the counter and go, hey, how's it going? I like to buy this. And you buy the damn thing. So go buy your shirt, or we can go. I don't give a shit. So the reason why I'm very harsh when it comes to what I do. Okay, I've been harsh with every patient I have because the reason why, someone needs to get you out there, and people are afraid to do it. Okay, they're afraid. Let me tell you, if you don't get tested, you don't do what you're supposed to do, right? No, you're right. And you don't do what you're supposed to do. What do I get to do to you? Keep billing? With no progress?
I mean, if you a scam, yeah.
Most agencies here are a scam. I'm wondering. You can drive me around town and point them out, and I'll say, scam. I'll tell you what happened there. Scam. I could do that.
I don't get no pride in non-progress.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
I love progress.
You got to pay me for a service, and I need to have provided that
Correct.
service for you.
Your success is my success.
Exactly.
So I get a lot of pride out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we had a situation with Jordan with the bedroom situation when my son moved out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to move my shit, and he can't tell me to get out. Here's her misconception. You think you know some shit, I will throw you out. I don't think you understand I can move your shit down the hallway. I could do that. It's very easy.
You know that I had my own reservations about this.
Don't really care.
I know it's your house.
Even Jen had some reservations, didn't care. The reason why is because you don't conduct yourself that way. You don't make comments behind my back.
It's coming with expectations.
What it is, hey, Dad, he's moving out. Is it cool? And we was like, yeah, we discussed it. I mean, I thought about getting the bigger room for the more memorabilia I had. I ran out of small space, but we'll discuss it, right? Communication didn't happen. So she kept doing her thing and moved her shit, and she starts talking shit. I said, you're not moving in the room. It's fucking done. Now, hold on. She starts running her mouth. She went to my job, ran her mouth there. Why do people in my staff need to know my life?
Fair.
Okay. The other thing is she went over there and she made some other comments about the room, what she wants to do, and how it's important is that. I love how you're discussing and communicating with the wrong people. So for me, good God. So my thing is this. I said, so she was on the stairs with me. She goes, you don't understand, blah, blah. I said, she's going to learn. Don't worry about it. She will know. Just wait. So she was sitting. She goes, I don't understand what you're talking about. I said, I know you don't. But wait. Let me handle the room situation. Stay the hell out of it. So she was not happy about that. My wife was like, I will punch you in the throat. And that's how my wife is. And I'm cool with it. But here's the thing. The thing is like, look.
Facts.
look at this. Like, look. This is what has to happen. So she goes, fine, whatever, fine. So my daughter would walk around, say a bunch of shit. I said, how do you feel about everything? I don't even know. I don't even know what to say because you don't even listen to me. When did you try talking to me? I didn't because I don't know how you're going to be and what you're going to say. So you already know my answers, so there's no need to talk to me?
Because there's an expectation on the conversation.
Her expectation was her thought process. There was actually no thought of anything as a company situation, and that's the problem. You can't communicate like that. You can't expect that type of shit. It doesn't work that way.
A lot of people have an issue with their perception, and their perception is their reality.
Well, here's what happened.
Yeah,
here's what happened. So I go. She's at work. I got my friends going, John, why are you being a dick?
Yeah, I asked you the same thing.
Number one, I will always be a dick.
It's fair. Yeah,
all day.
You're very consistent.
All day. Now, here's the thing, though.
He's a good-hearted dick, though.
He is a good-hearted dick.
So
he is.
has principles.
He does have some principles.
So my thing is this. Okay, here's my thing. I waited and I waited and I waited. And all of a sudden we're talking. I said, so how's this room thing coming along? She goes, well, I really felt like I could use the room because I thought that it would be great. It's like more space. I have a lot of things going on. It's just better for me. I thought that it would be okay because of all my things. And I thought it would just be a more comfortable situation. That's why I wanted to move to the room. I said, how did that feel? Just say that to me. It's fine. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I don't get the room. I said, well, you just got the room because you just felt it. You know it. And you just did exactly what I needed you to do.
Have the conversation.
That's it.
Tell me the why.
Enjoy the fucking room.
You were so rough about it.
And I walked the fuck away. I don't stand there waiting for a fucking standing ovation. I give that to myself every morning. Okay, so the thing is this. When I walked away, she was like, for real? Conversation's over, champ. I can't tell you how fast her legs moved.
Yeah, I bet. Let me go ahead and grab that little laundry basket.
The whole day I heard boom, 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 boom. All fucking day. Dad, I need your help. I can't move this desk. And I threw my fucking back out because I'm so fucking old, right? All I did was fucking tweak that motherfucker.
Ancient, dude.
But she was, thanks. But then she was so happy about it. So how you feeling in the room? She goes, it's nice. I can put my TV right here. And the communication came out, the communicating and the nice shit and everything I expected. And I told Jen, she goes, oh, she got the room? I said, yeah, because she fucking communicated.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I feel like people often have an issue being able to communicate their own feelings, their own thoughts, and their own processes.
Well, then they're going to learn today. That's how I function. If I go to work and I do mental health, okay, and I want to be paid every my pay period, right? But I don't do any talking or proper communicating. I don't think I'm going to get paid. 'Cause I won't have a job.
Well, see, there's a difference, though, John. Like, for example, like I'm the same way as you are. I'm gonna push you to do it. But I have learned that there is individuals out there where if you push them, they just shut down. Because I've also learned that everybody learns differently.
Yep.
So
Okay, and I got something for you on that one
They
too.
communicate differently.
right.
You have to
So
train
You're right.
them
You're right.
differently.
it's just a matter of finding that right technique with that incorporates your technique.
Okay.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
And I
But what
completely agree
if
with
the
that.
coping skill learned is not to be like me?
Well, I'm not trying to be like.
I want you to be like me. It's just a lot of work, bro. Don't do it. So here's the thing is, it's a lot of work.
A lot of things that happen there.
A lot of shit's going on. You don't know if you want it all. So my thing is this. I have done that with everybody. Everybody. I've noticed people do the whole unicorns and rainbow fucking treatment, which just keeps you in the fucking book.
It's not about unicorns and rainbows, though. It's about understanding.
No,
this
it's unicorns
person,
and
like,
rainbows. Let me tell you
needs
why.
to be on the left and not the right.
No. Let me tell you why. Because I could put both your hands together in no time.
So can I.
That doesn't mean that they're going to keep their hands together.
That part.
Here's the thing. That's maintenance. People misunderstand the whole mental health part. It's maintenance. I got to get you there. I've had many people go, John, I can't do that, but you can.
Right, but if you're not communicating them to where they can, like for example, here's a good example, John. I grew up in the hood, right?
Okay.
But I made it out the hood.
Okay.
I do surgery for a living. I'm around rich people all day long, talk proper, whatever, whatnot.
Okay.
Now I see my friends who's from the hood. Yo, they is not understanding, comprehending a lot of the shit that we talk about in the OR. And it's just a matter of me just changing the words for them.
Yep.
I've done that too.
Bend the fuck over.
I've done that too. Let me explain something. Let me explain something to you.
So you see what I'm saying? So in a sense, you just incorporate your technique on their learning.
So here's the deal.
And I feel like you do actually do this, and I feel like you engage with each patient, and you do generate you know where you can push them, where you can't. But ultimately, you do have that hard structure that does actually work for a lot of the harder patients, because they've been dealing with that person that's been petting their ego, that's been telling them about all the rainbows and unicorns they see.
I found out a bunch of my patients from my previous place, like, where did he go? I'm going. That's a killer. I've told these guys, I have told patients, you know what? If you're not going to change, then go fuck yourself. I've said that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, John, I'm a patient. You can't talk about that. Why not? You've been telling yourself to go fuck yourself all your life. Why can't I tell you the same shit?
Yeah.
And I do that. Like, John, like, nobody would do that. Which is why you're fucking here right now. So listen.
But there's a flaw in that, John. Because if somebody's depressed, right?
Mm-hmm. They mostly are.
Going through depression, suicidal thoughts, you're in a sense pushing them over the bridge. So I got a video that proves that, G. This dad, his son was coming to him constantly. Dad, I'm depressed. I need help. Da 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 da. Dad, literally in the video, walks up to him, cocks a gun, sets it on the table.
Oh yeah. It's different. Yeah,
oh
it's way
my
different.
God.
I've seen that.
Do it.
You know what that sounds like, right? Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though, G, is you can't sit there and be like, if you don't want to change, then get the fuck out of here.
But in all fairness, though, it is the same thing. So, like, in my mindset, mental health and addictions, they're the same way when it comes to an individual.
Wording matters.
No, it does. It does. Because I can say something that's going to set you off, or I can say something that's going to help progress you.
Right.
You know,
Listen,
and that's absolutely true.
my goal is this. I hear what you're saying. I know that video, too, by the way.
I don't, and I'm glad I've never seen it.
It's pretty fucked up.
It's terrible.
I've seen hanging videos. That's all sorts of shit.
I hope that dad goes to prison.
Like, oh, this fucking dad sucks.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
We're not all so blessed.
I leave my gun at home so no patient can shoot themselves. That's good news. But here's the thing is this, is I literally, I'm keeping it real.
Yeah, when keeping it real,
when I tell people this shit, I'm like, fuck, John. They'll do that. What the fuck what? Now here's what happens. This is I'm not saying everybody in psychology should do this. It may not work for you.
But let me ask you this though, real quick before you go further.
Go ahead.
Are these new patients or are these patients that you have some experience with?
I've had a few who were new. Okay.
Because what I'm feeling is like some of these patients, they probably know you, know more about you, know how you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
here's the problem.
Got a chance to engage with you at some point, right?
And can
What-
admit that, you know, hey,
Here's what I say.
right.
Whatever I do, I tell people don't do it. It's a fact. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I say that.
Do the same shit, bro, but-
This is why I say that.
fairness,
This is
all
why I
right.
say that. The reason why
Solid
is
advice.
because you're not ready. It's not about the patient, it's about you. And I don't want you to become a trigger.
Right.
Okay? You can become a trigger and don't know how to close a door. Closing the door is a problem. It's not opening it, the door. You have to open the door anyway. But how you open it, can you close it?
Right.
I've been doing this for years. It's different for me. I've had patients. Listen, I've had patients come to the office going, "Yeah, you got to see," or I'll have you check in with John, and they say their name. They go, "Oh shit." Well, have you seen him before? No, it's my first time here. Well, then why are you saying, "Oh shit," about John? I heard about him in the hospital. Now my fucking name traveled. So my thing is this: when they get in the room, like, "Hey, how's it going?" But on your paperwork, it says you're a fucking asshole. You're a domestic problem. You want to fuck people up. You get in my office, it's like, "Hey, make you some teas and cookies."
Ultimately, I think it's also understanding that John wouldn't be the same way with somebody who is literally like they're a little.
Who's that?
They need a lighter touch. You know what I'm saying? So John's going to be like that with those harder patients because that's really what John gets is those harder patients.
Well, I also agree with, because like I said, I used to be a caregiver for people with mental and physical disabilities, and you can't sugarcoat for them.
No.
Because they take advantage of you.
So my thing is, I did what I had to do, and I tell people, I get everybody's comment. I'm my open door. You know, but for me, it's like I get it. But when I do that, I've had people go, "Want to fuck you?" I'm gonna go fuck myself outside and smoke a cigarette. I want to go fucking smoke a cigarette. I don't give a shit. And I've said that in my office. Funny thing, my colleagues are like, "Well, here we go," because they know me. Fucking John, because they know me. That fool gets halfway down the goddamn hallway, and they'll turn around and go, "Oh, so how do I not fuck myself? What am I doing wrong?" Well, have a fucking seat. Do you want me to go outside while you smoke and we talk? What do you want to do? Because here's the thing. You have to realize, you haven't realized yet. And people go, "Well, how the fuck do I do that, John?" Like, I'm not confident. I said, I'm not expecting you to be confident today. At all. At all. I need you to work on you. Let's build up your confidence. That one situation where you're like, I can't function properly, I'm not expecting you to go outside and do it now. No. We do your groups. I'll check in with you every single day. It doesn't matter. I even see these patients. Even my patients. They just know me. They come to my door. My door always stayed open. And I would say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do." You know? And they would check in with me. And they go, "All right, John, I think I can do it." Well, let's fucking do it. And I talk to them like that. I would cuss in my office. I didn't give a shit. And you know what? Because
they know you're down to earth. And that's
everybody goes, "John, you know what? Ever since I came here, I've felt different because I have someone that is strong enough to say, hey, you can be strong. Now I'm going to build you strong. You can be strong."
Right.
And I give him the confidence from day one. John just used fucking last night. Did you use this morning? Well, no. Well, you're getting there. That's how I functioned. Okay, my mental health, it's all fucked up. What are you doing to treat it? Well, I haven't had meds in forever, man. I haven't been taking them. So whose problem is that and whose fault is that? It's
Which
mine.
is the self-accountability
It's mine.
portion
Yeah,
of
it's
it,
mine.
right?
And I said, well, if it's your fault, would you like to take a walk with me to see if I can get you a medication provider today and get you your meds today? Can you do that? I will do whatever it takes to see you make progress. And I would take them to the fucking back, and they would be seeing somebody. I don't give a fuck you tell me no. It's not no today. It's yes today.
So John, you got an enemy that's more powerful than you, man.
What's that?
It's the man who writes that check. He doesn't get paid with a cure, brother.
It's true.
So, but the thing is, if you're untreated, you're untreated, buddy.
Still ain't yet.
I got a friend of mine now that's
He doesn't get paid if you cure him.
right.
So he doesn't give a fuck about your plan.
So let me tell you this.
And you know, isn't it?
You need to remove him.
But it's messed up because if you think about it, it's not like there's only one person like this in the world.
No.
There's people right behind them. They're gonna have the same issue.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have.
Now, what's really
somebody
funny,
to
and I'm
cure
not
on
gonna,
this
I'm not gonna
basis.
put the
Like,
business out there
always.
right now.
But he doesn't see that.
No.
He sees the moment, which is right now. I'm making $100 million right now. I don't give a fuck about tomorrow. I give a fuck about right now.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with these people who are in those positions of power and everything else. They only care about now. They don't care about the long run.
Great.
Which
So
care
if
about
I
the
get rid
long
of
run
10,
because the long run is my guy John right here solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
right, it's
Sure.
the right thing to do.
It is.
100%. Let me tell you what.
We see it,
If I get rid of 10 people out of my office today, I'll have 20 by morning.
John.
That's how it is.
100.
Well,
I'm
and
100
that,
on
but
you
that's
with
his
that.
point too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the goal in the health industry has never been to literally cure the problem.
Right.
It's been to treat and maintain,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you treat and you maintain. I don't have to worry about losing you as a patient,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the horrible mental stigmas of like the mental or the medical industry, where I don't want to lose you as a patient.
Yeah,
But- and here's the
that
thing-
thought process is trash.
It is.
Because you got to think. I mean, for me, I work in surgery. I'm a surgical tech. I assist doctors in surgery. Not one time do I ever think, "Oh, doc, don't fix this carpal tunnel because I need some hours." You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I need my hours so I can get paid or whatever, whatnot. And the reason for it is because I know there's over 300 million people in the United States and another couple billion that travels to the United States, and everybody needs some kind of fucking help, and all of them is going to get carpal tunnel. It's an endless supply. So why do I need to worry about not solving the problem and just maintaining it when the problem's not going to go fucking away?
No,
It's never going to go away. It's like you saying, there's more people, guys.
it's as if.
So let me tell you this. I know we're gonna be in 2 hours soon. So here's the
Are we
thing.
really? Have we really been here that long?
Yes.
Stop the.
Because
What
I was
a great
because
conversation,
I was so
guys.
fucking 30
We'll
minutes
have
late.
to do it again sometime.
But here's the deal. So
Hour and a half in.
full of shit. So
He ain't wrong though.
so here's the thing.
John.
So here's the thing. I will always function this way, and I can't name the company, but who I'm starting for is a perfect dynamic for who I am because I'll be dealing with the juvenile contracts
Yeah.
for courts who need that person to go, you're either going to change or you're going to get fucked. And that's my job, is to continue being the asshole I know how to be. When it comes to proper maintenance of care, I don't need you seeing case managers your whole life. I don't need you seeing every single fucking person. You know what I want you to do? I want you to grow, make the progress, everything you need, so that way you can have your maintenance to continue your life.
Yeah.
That's it.
I always say it's the tools and the resources. That's
So-
what they need.
So are you going to lose a patient? No. The deal is this. You're just making them progress. If I told you, hey, I have all these people in case management, they're all fucked off. Well, they've been here 3 years. Why are they still with case management? How the fuck do you explain that? That's horrible. That's how it is in most places. So we're doing case management, therapy, meds, trauma, fuck me off, 3 years down the road. What is going on? So for me, I want you to move. Keep moving.
Yeah.
When you come to my damn door, you come to my door and tell me, John, guess what? For the last 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever, that's what I've been doing, this, and I feel great, man. I'm still doing my self-care with my therapist as my maintenance continues. Fucking wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The new place I started with said, John, I said, listen, I don't like lifers. I said, I'm going to be very real in this, and I don't like lifers. I want you to live your life, not be a lifer. She goes, we love it, because that's what we're looking for. We don't want to keep you as a patient for all that shit. We don't need that, which is a fact.
Right.
Okay? So I said, perfect. They loved the interview and they hired me. So on Monday I get to be that asshole. It's fucking wonderful. Okay, but the thing is it's just I love to see people make those positive changes. And if you're selfish, if you don't care about them being people, if you should not even be in the fucking game at all, you will keep them lifers because you think your check means more than their life themselves.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that. They're just looking to fill their pockets.
So I definitely
100%.
want to change mental health across the board. Across the board. I want to go from board to state, to city, you name I want fucking everything. And because I think that we have never truly tackled mental health in the way we should, okay? Medicaid even fucked that shit up. Anybody in this room right now can own a mental health facility. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I was just about to mention that, John. If you really want to, make a change, because we're not going to make a change at these current buildings, and we're not going to make the change with the current motherfuckers in office.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to make that change, in a sense, is go get your facility, go get a facility, and start it and run it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what that will do is either A, it will make the government say, hey, I like this facility better. This is where our funding is going to go. And if that happens, all these other facilities are going to be forced to change.
Could you imagine the amount of funding he could actually get because he's actually doing a turnaround?
Right.
So
It does take a lot of money to get started.
That's one thing that can happen. Or B, you'll get all these other facilities go and holler at, like, Ron DeSantis and be like, hey, no, go against them because that's fucking up our bottom dollar.
yeah, which they're going to. People are going to come after him if he does that.
Because you're going to have, it's just like the dude who was paying off Clarence Thomas, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Medicaid complains about the money they spend. Medicaid complains about the money they spend. Okay, and they say, no, we're wasting money with mental health. It's fraudulent. It's this. Mental health is one of the most fraudulent fucking departments you could deal with. I'm letting you know that right now. Okay, one of the most fraudulent things is like PSR services. I could bill I was there for 2 hours and left it 30 minutes ago, or an hour ago.
Because there's no checks and balances.
There's nothing there. Okay.
Clock in, clock out.
Let me tell you something. And then when you're in an office, go, I do this, and this, and it took me fucking 2 hours. This fucking session was long, so deep, and the shit lasted 45 fucking minutes. But I just billed you 2 hours, and you paid it. What the fuck? And how do you even say it happened? They know this. And yes, you're right. One of my future goals is to have my own facility. I have great people in my team that I could have. We're just trying to get ready for this shit, but I need to learn more. I want more, and I want to have with the right people.
Yeah.
Okay? So for me, it's don't go in blind. And I'm not going to go in blind because I know what going in blind looks like.
Go in blind, but don't start 2 years from now.
Yeah, like don't hold yourself back thinking you need more because, right.
Right. Well, I've already started. I've been starting for all these years. People think that I just worked mental health. I didn't work mental health because I just loved it and have a passion for it. I worked it to know. I want to observe the do's, the don'ts, what should happen, what should be changed. Why are we doing that stupid shit again? Okay? Why do we let that person think and be in that position? Stupid. Clean the toilet.
Yeah, that's every corporation, though.
But the difference is this. You can change the corporation with your own. I don't need to be you. You suck. So for me is I want to be that corporation that says, hey, this is how it's going to go. Okay? And let me tell you, I've talked to colleagues and a really good friend of mine. She's amazing. And we talked. And I don't want my people getting repoed at my fucking parking lot. Okay? So when you're dealing with people who are already struggling, already hurting, and it's your job to fix their life to make them feel better, right? But you feel like shit?
Well, as a leader and a CEO, that is your job, is to make
Correct.
employees' lives better.
Correct. But how many CEOs do that?
None.
Okay, so there's that. Let's just go with mental health. Let's go with mental health.
None, but not enough.
So my thing is, like, I want you to feel good. I want you to walk in that damn door with a smile on your face because you know what? You're being taken care of. You're handled. You can feed your kids. I want you to take your goddamn vacation time. How many people did you help this month? How did it feel to you? It felt great, John. Great. Fantastic. Here's your fucking bonus. It's not on your check where I got to tax your fucking bonus. That's a big thing, by the way.
I really need the government to actually work out their tax rates on bonuses.
You know what exactly you're going to get out of that? A happy, hardworking employee.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Me and my little additional checks, yes, they help.
And I don't want you in a suit. I don't want you new fancy this season dress. Everybody wants you dressed like I don't give a fuck. Wear a nice pair of jeans. I don't want to see your fucking legs. Wear a nice shirt you're comfortable in. Get the fuck to work.
But I feel like that's like the least, like that's like the basis, like the very.
But nobody
part
does
of
it. Nobody does it.
Well, ultimately,
A comfortable worker works harder.
A happy employee is a hard worker.
So.
Employee. I'm a firm believer in that one.
I want a patient.
I work from home in pajamas. It's literally.
Well, there's
life.
that. There's when patients walk out the room, and they're smiling. Hey, thanks so much. What a great day. Blah blah blah. You're smiling. That is success.
Yeah.
Not them going to the fucking window to make an appointment for some shit you didn't get done today, which could have been done today. Okay, just to find out. Oh yeah, I'll be back in 3 weeks and we'll tackle it then. Well, that's for 3 more weeks of fucking struggle right there for that one fucking thing. Happens all the time. So that is my goal. That is definitely my goal. I want to make that shit happen. I'm going to make that shit happen.
You know what my goal is for you? For you to progress with this podcast, open it up for Q&As, and start giving some free help once a week.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're working on a new...
That would be a good idea.
Because ultimately, there's a lot of people...
That's why I also incorporate the chat.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing. It's just the fact that people can actually send in their questions, and you have that opportunity to review them.
Check this out, and John knows about this already. We're moving over to a new broadcast system.
And that's what he was saying.
Allows those kind of call videos and stuff like that on air. So, like, they could be video call or it could be audio. I haven't got to that point. But that new broadcast system allows us to do that.
Which would be awesome because you giving people that area.
We just haven't started yet.
Well, honestly, but even at like this phase right now for you guys have the chat system that's here, but you guys have the ability. Email is key. People can send in their stories. It gives you a chance to review it. It gives you a chance to see how I would process this. And then there are so many people, and this is something I always said in training. If you are struggling with something in this life, chances are there's so many people around you struggling with the exact same thing. They're just not having the conversation. And exactly. So I think that it's important to have people start.
So I want everybody to understand that we're going to have a lot more talks about mental health. Other subjects I'll talk about might piss some people off, but hey, that's what I'm good at. Now the other thing is this.
With that too, though, I respect that though, because we have to learn to learn to be uncomfortable.
Ruffle the feathers, smooth them back there.
Uncomfortable, talk about things, the soft shit.
And
so
listen. If you get easily offended, I'm going to tell you. Listen, you get yourself a Snuggie.
I totally have a huggle. I'll wear it.
And you just snug around the couch and watch TV, brother. That's all I can tell you, champ.
But
so listen. So yeah, I mean, I've been using this cup. You seen this cup? This cup is dope as shit, by the way. But yeah, we sell these.
That cup is dope, bro. I like that cup.
Got the hat. Wore the hat today. So yeah. I mean, I have people who make these things. So if you guys are interested, let me know. And I was going to get to that. So I had a great show today. I do have a birthday to celebrate.
Yes.
So I'm sure at home they're like, what the fuck's this dude doing?
They're totally watching.
So what's going to happen is I have 45 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate the message. So I'm gonna end the show. What I want to say is this: I love mental health. I'm passionate about it. We will have more conversations. As of right now, it looks like next Saturday at 1:00, and I'll be here at 1:00. We're going to talk about the youth in mental health and a lot of things, because I think a lot of that is a lot of social media, technology, the way of living, the way we're bringing up our kids. And for some reason, parents have different expectations versus what they're getting. So I want to bring that up. So we'll talk about that next week.
Yes. Can they submit questions? Can you actually submit questions to you, or maybe submit some items? That
if you watch, you can submit questions on the chat.
You can also send by his email or.
What's your email that they can?
Right.
Send over?
Social media.
That's what I'm getting on that. Yeah, I'm getting on that. So if you go to BHB Nevada, NEVADA, at gmail.com. So it's BHB at gmail.com. That is my personal email address. You can send questions, anything you want to talk about, some other things maybe I could have a show about. Anything you want, contact me there. Mobster_LV on Twitter. You can see me there as well. And Mobster_LV on Instagram is the same thing. It's wide open. I got pictures of family on there. I'm wide open. So, but yeah, Mobster_LV for Twitter as well as Instagram.
Love that.
All right. So contact me there. I will talk about it. If you have questions, you have kids that are having some issues.
Yeah.
A lot of parents do like, dude, listen, I can't do this. I mean, I just heard a story from family over the past weekend about technology and the wrong way to handle the technology. I'll explain that too. But let's talk about it. So we're going to do that next Saturday. Again, 1 o'clock. We'll be on YouTube. So we'll do the damn thing. So, again, I appreciate all you guys' support. Elaine, thanks for being here asking the questions.
Yeah, thanks. It was a lot of fun.
Got Brandon. He's in the corner tucked away right now. But we'll get back with you guys, and we'll touch base on it. So thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.